chicken babies. Hi, chicken babies. Hey, you guys are getting big. It's alright. Let's get you some fresh food. Ooh, yuck. Gross. Hi, chicken babies. What are you guys doing up there? Woo! Hi, silly. Happy Thursday, everyone. Yes, I am starting my vlog on Thursday this week because honestly I have been so busy the beginning of the week filming footage for different videos that you will see later, so I didn't have time to start my vlog. This morning, as you saw, had my breakfast, took care of the chicken babies. They're getting big, they're getting pretty, they're starting to get all their colors in. I love it. And I did shoot a little bit of footage yesterday of my pretty much weekly Dollar General haul. It was kind of a little fill-in haul, and so I will insert that clip here. So this is our little fill-in haul from Dollar General, just to get us through until we go shopping next week. There was just a couple of things that we were going to run out of, like bread, for instance. So I went ahead and picked up some other things while we were there. Got another bag of ice. I just love to have this around. It's so much more convenient than making our own. I needed a paint marker. I have a chalkboard marker, but it's like chalk, so it rubs off. I wanted something more permanent, so I got this in white. I picked up some of these wooden rounds just for use in decor, to lift things up, elevate things. I got this cute little tobacco basket I just thought it was so cute. I'm going to use that also in my fall decor, as well as this little tiny basket here. Oh, that was adorable. And then I needed this big basket for beside my chair to put all my books and my Bible and my devotionals and that kind of stuff in. Right now they're just kind of sitting in a pile on the floor and it's just not convenient. And I wanted a basket that was fairly deep but not too wide so that it could fit in right there by my chair. So I'm hoping this one works out. I got 3 more of these mailing envelopes for sending out gifts to people. Travis needed some more toothpaste. They were having a sale, 2 for $5 on the Colgate, so I got 2 of those. Here's the white bread. I just got the cheapest they had, white bread. It's just to tide us over till next week. Olivia really likes this conditioner, so I picked up some of that for her. And then I was in need of some more doilies. I really went in to get the white ones, but then they had these rusty colored, like pumpkin shaped and colored ones as well, and they were only $1, so I got 1 of each. And then even though Olivia is supposed to stay away from dairy, sometimes she'll eat a little bit of chocolate that's got dairy in it. She said as long as she only eats a little and not too often, it doesn't bother her too much. So she wanted to have these baby roots so she can make them last as long as possible. And then I picked up some of these Dum Dum suckers. They're only 20 calories per sucker. I'm going to put them in a cute little dish for fall and have them on the table. I picked up some of these Sweet Tart Chewy Fusions. Never heard of those. Thought I'd give those a try. And then I picked up some of these fudge mint cookies for the family. I could eat like 1 every now and again. There's 150 calories for 4 cookies. So if I only ate 1, it wouldn't be too bad as far as calories go. I got some more of these Outshine fruit bars. The grape is my absolute favorite flavor, and the only place I've seen them is at Dollar General. So I picked up some of those, and then I picked up some ham for the guys. Also for me too, because there's only 30 calories per slice, and 2 slices makes a pretty good. I had a cheese quesadilla with ham today. It was really, really good. I know in my last Dollar General haul I said I wasn't going to buy them lunch meat anymore, but they actually had this for a decent price. It was $2.95 for each package, which is not horrible. Now I know a year ago it would have been $1.95, but $2.95 is better than $4, $5, or $6 a package for lunch meat. So I picked up 2 of those. And then I got these for our outside dogs, Bear and Bo. I don't buy them chew bones too terribly often, but I felt like they needed a special treat, so I got these for them. And that's my little Dollar General haul. All right, so the plans for the rest of today, I have got laundry I need to do, and I need to start editing all those video clips that I've taken over the last 3 days. So you won't see much of that, but I've got to go down and spend a good couple hours editing video. But I do need to work on laundry, and I need to clean my bathroom. So you will see that footage. It won't be exactly right next for me, but it will be for you.
And this is what we had for supper on Thursday night. I call it Sloppy Joe pie. It's basically a Sloppy Joe mix with cornbread on top, and I baked it in my cast iron skillet, so it was like a one pot dinner there. And then I had some cucumbers, probably the last from our garden, which is really sad because those were delicious cucumbers. And then peas, and this is a small helping of peas because these were canned peas, and I haven't had canned peas in a very long time, and I wasn't sure if I liked them, and so I just gave myself a small helping. They weren't too bad. Of course, I do prefer the frozen peas, but in a pinch, canned peas will do.
Hello friends, it's Friday and I am feeling very, very lazy. So far all I have filmed for you is I took a picture of my breakfast, and it is now almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't done a living thing. By Fridays I'm usually this way. I'm like, ugh. That's why I don't usually vlog on Fridays. But I started my vlog late this week, as you know. So I thought, well, I'll vlog on Friday, and I'll probably vlog a little bit tomorrow because we're planning to go to the Trail of Courage Rendezvous. I went there last year and I took some video and some footage and some pictures there, and I'll probably share that with you guys again. There's a couple of things I really wanted to get done today that I'll film. Last week I got all the potatoes picked up out of my family room, but I still have potatoes in my plant stand here in my office, and I want to get those put in the pump room, the cool room, my kind of like a cellar in my basement. So let's get that done. At least get that done today, if nothing else. So from my plant stand here, these 3 trays, I got 3 big bags ready for cold storage. And then I got this bag of questionable ones that I think need to be used right away because there was some spots on them that were a little soft or whatever. And then I have 4, these 3, and one down here that are rotten, and they've got these little beetle bugs, if you can see any. I don't know, you've probably seen them in like rotten vegetables and stuff before, these little black beetle bugs, and I've been noticing them all over in my office, and I was afraid that it was somehow connected to my worm bin. But no, it's from these potatoes. So now that I know where the source is and I'm cleaning this all up, Olivia had a good idea to put out like a vinegar trap last night, and I did catch a few in there. and I've been sweeping, vacuuming like every day. But now that I know that that's where they were coming from, I'll get rid of these nasty rotten ones and clean this all up, and maybe those yucky beetle bugs will go away. Don't you hate it when you find bugs in your house and you don't know where it's coming from? I was really afraid it was coming from my worm bin, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to, you know, do away with my worm bin. But it's not. It was coming from these potatoes. And you know another thing I noticed? Remember how, like, if a potato is rotten, it just smells like death? I mean, it just stinks so bad, and there's like, you know, there's a rotten potato somewhere. I have noticed, not just with these potatoes, but with ones I've been getting from the store, if one of them goes rotten, I don't notice that smell anymore. Did they like genetically modify these potatoes so they don't stink like rotten flesh when they are rotten? Is it just me? Has anyone else noticed that rotten potatoes, don't stink anymore? It's weird. Really weird. Makes you wonder what they're doing to our food. I am making that low calorie chili mac that I shared with you. I didn't share the recipe with you before, but I told you that I had a few weeks ago, and I told you all the next time that I made it, I would share the recipe with you because a lot of you had interest in that. So I'm doing just a little bit of prep while my meat is defrosting in the microwave. The recipe calls for 1 large green pepper. Well, I didn't have any large ones. I went out into my garden and I picked 4 small peppers. One of them is green and the other 3 are this purple color. So I'm just taking the seeds and the veins and membrane and stuff out of it. And then I'm going to use my little chopper here and I'm going to chop it up super fine, because I have a son who does not like green pepper or onion, but if you dice it up super small, most of the time he doesn't even notice it's there. So I'm going to go ahead and get these chopped up and then diced really small. So there you can see it is very finely diced. So I'm going to put those in my pan here, and I will fry those up with the meat when the meat's done defrosting. This is a 1-pot meal, which is really nice. Saves on dishes, and it's very quick to throw together. It doesn't take hardly any time at all, which is also what I really like. So I'm going to get all those peppers out of there, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing with the onion, and it calls for half of a medium onion. So I've got an onion here that's already been peeled. Olivia used some of it yesterday. So I would say it was a large onion, but I will take all these little pieces here and chop them up super fine as well. Super fine onion. So here is the meat. I'm using ground pork because that's what I have. You could use any kind of ground meat that you want. This is super lean, and pork is white meat, so it will not change the calories of my dish terribly much. The last time I made this, I made it with ground turkey. But you can use ground chicken, any ground meat you want. Now, if you do use ground beef, unless it's super lean ground beef, you will want to fry the meat first, then drain it and rinse it, and then add the vegetables to the rinsed meat and then fry it up, because you want to keep the calories low in this dish. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish browning this up. And before I do that, though, I'm going to add, it calls for 2 garlic cloves minced, but I've got this already minced garlic that I'm going to use up. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons because 1 teaspoon is approximately a clove. Once all the meat is completely browned and the vegetables are softened, then you will add all your spices. So I will bring you back when it's ready to add the spices. The meat is pretty much cooked and the vegetables are softened, so now I'm going to add the spices to it. Now it calls for salt, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and it also calls for 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder. I don't have any onion powder. I thought I did, but I don't. I've got onion salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to omit the salt, and I'm just going to put the onion salt in, killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. So it's 1.5 teaspoons of onion salt. I will have the recipe written in the description box below, so you can follow that, or you can watch this video over and over again. That'd be all right. So then you need to add 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, which I do have garlic powder. And 2 tablespoons, not teaspoons, tablespoons, chili powder. This is Chili Mac after all. 2 teaspoons of cumin. I get these bulk spices at the Amish store. Then you mix all these spices in. And then you add 2 tablespoons of ketchup. So if you're wondering how I figure out the calories in a lot of the dishes that don't already have the calories written out for you, I sit down with my calculator and my phone, and I look up on my phone the calories for every ingredient that's in the dish. So let's say I'm baking something that requires 2 cups of flour. I will go on my phone and say, how many calories in 2 cups all-purpose flour, and it'll bring it up, and it's like 1,000 something calories in 2 cups of flour. And then I do that for every single ingredient that's in the recipe. Now, I don't look up the ingredients for spices because they don't have any calories, or baking powder, baking soda. I mean, if they do have any calories, they're negligible, so I don't look those up. So then after I get all the calories for all the ingredients, I add it all up and get a grand total, and then I figure out how many servings is this recipe going to make. And then I divide that total by, let's say, 8 servings. And there you get your calories per serving. So that's how I do it. Alright, now you've got all your spices in there and your ketchup. So you're going to add 1 can of chicken broth. You're going to be cooking the pasta right in this pan. So I didn't know the memory got full on my camera, and I added the last couple of ingredients to this. I was saying that you needed to add the chicken broth because you're going to be cooking the pasta in this. So then I added 1 can of diced tomatoes, and then I rinsed the can out and added about half a can of water. And then I added 1 can of kidney beans, rinsed and drained. And then I added 2 cups of elbow macaroni, raw elbow macaroni. So you're going to bring this up to a simmer. It's starting to simmer already. Turn the heat down, put the lid on it, and let the pasta cook. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it's about ready to serve. Here it is done. The pasta is done. Now I did have to add about 1/3 of a cup more water to it, about halfway through the cooking time. It did not take long at all for this to cook, just however long it takes for macaroni to cook, like 7 to 10 minutes, something like that. And then the last thing you're going to do is add a cup of shredded cheese. It called for sharp cheddar. I had didn't have quite enough, so I had to add a little bit of mozzarella, and this is our dairy-free cheese. So you just mix this in. The residual heat from the dish will melt it, and it is ready to serve. You can serve this with sour cream if you have it, green onions, anything that you like to put on chili, you could put on this, and it would be very delicious. But keep in mind, everything you add to it will add calories to it. So if you're watching your calories, you want to watch what you add to it.
So we did go to the Trail of Courage rendezvous on Saturday, and it's basically like a reenactment of the Trail of Tears, or kind of a commemorative thing for the Trail of Tears. And they have all kinds of vendors there that sell handmade items and things that you might find in pioneer days, like blacksmithing, stuff like that, and all kinds of different old-fashioned things. I don't know, it's hard to explain. And they also do have reenactments, and they have shows and different things like that. I just wanted to kind of enjoy the day, so I didn't do any film. I just took a few pictures, and so that's what you're seeing here, just some of the pictures that I took. And the hummingbird necklace here, the beaded hummingbird necklace, I looked at that, looked at that, looked at that. I wasn't going to buy it to wear as jewelry. I was going to buy it to hang in my window because I thought it was just so beautiful. But they wanted $20 for it, and I just didn't want to spend that kind of money. And then, like I said, they also had reenactors, and they also had musket shooting. And so these two guys are shooting a Revolutionary War or before era muskets, which was interesting. Boy, were they loud, I'm telling you.
So I did end up picking up a couple of things at the rendezvous, and as you can see, it's dark outside. I have it hanging here in my living room off of my curtain rod. It's this dream catcher. I've got my flash on so that maybe you can see it a bit better. Last year when we were there, I got this one, you remember, and I have it hanging in front of this window, so I wanted another one to balance off on this side, so I got a bigger one this year. They didn't have one in the smaller size that I liked, so I went with this bigger one, and it's got all natural material. Like this is deer hide, and then the beads and turkey feathers, and apparently they dye the turkey feathers, obviously. But I really like this because of what the cross says. Greatest of these is love, and then it's got the birds. You know how much I love birds, so I got that, and it's got the dangly things. I love dream catchers, so I'm really happy with the way that turned out. Let me see if I can get a picture of both of them. Yeah. And then with my aloe vera plant hanging in the middle. I think it looks really nice. And both of my dream catchers have religious or Christian symbols in them. This one has the crosses, which I also really love. And then the other thing I got was this glass, it's like a starfish. I don't know what this is called. They had it strung on a piece of cording to go around your neck, but I wanted it to dress it up a bit. I was going to put it on a chain, but I didn't have a chain that was the right length, so I put it on these pearls for now. Olivia said she thought it looked nice together because of this being a starfish shape, and then the pearls, it's like an under the sea type theme going on there, but it's really, really pretty. I don't know if you can see if the camera's picking up all the different colors in it, but it really looks nice with like whatever outfit you put on. It just kind of goes with it because of all the different colors in it, which is what I wanted. I wanted something I could wear with more than one thing, so that's what I got at the rendezvous this year. Alright friends, I'm going to go ahead and just end this vlog here, looking at my beautiful little starfish necklace. Thanks so much for spending, it wasn't even a week, it was more like a long weekend with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will talk to you all later. Bye bye friends.